I love that. That is a new thing that I've discovered that I am into now. Hi people, welcome back. If it's your first time, my name is Talia Adewale and this is This by Dem. We are talking about The King's Avatar, which is a 2019 Chinese drama series, a 40 episoder, guys, based on I think an animation of the same name. So I did start the animation, but the effects were not, they were just not my vibe, so I just stuck to the live adaptation of it. So it stars Yang Yang as Yiju or Yiju. He was playing a twin, which we'll talk about it. Jiang Shuyin as Chen Gao. I love her, she's so cute. As Tangrao, just troubled teenager, that's what she was screaming, and she's not even a teenager. And then as Bao Rong Jing. He was in Eternal Love. He was the disciple. He was the disciple of all I keep thinking is Dohua, and that's not who. He was one of the disciples, and I liked him in Eternal Love. I actually should do a review of that one. I finished it months ago. I just don't know why I never did a review. Anyhow, The King's Avatar is an adaptation of the popular web novel by Butterfly Blue. It revolves around Yiju, a professional esports player in the fictional online game Glory. This made me want to start playing RPG games. It really did. After being forced out of his professional team due to internal politics, Yiju starts anew, working at an internet cafe while secretly planning his comeback. With the help of passionate players and new friends, he works towards forming a new team and reclaiming his throne in the professional esports. So he was known as the battle god. Like, everybody was in love with his character and this player. But he would always play with a face cap and a mask on, so nobody actually knew his face. They didn't really explain that until later on in the series. So the story emphasizes perseverance, teamwork, and evolving landscapes of esports in modern society. It successfully captures the thrill of competitive gaming and the personal struggles of a champion determined to prove himself. Reason why I watched this is because after I've watched Falling Into Your Smile God knows how many times. At this point, I had my husband watching it because, you know, like I said, some of my favorite scenes is when they go into the actual gameplay for like final battles and we get to see the characters, you know, fight it out. I just loved it. Now, King's Avatar, which they should have just called this series Glory. I don't understand King's Avatar. Well, I understand, but they should have called it Glory because that was what it was all about. Glory for him, you know, glory for his comeback, just that. But I digress. The King's Avatar is fully like immersed. You're the first player. So every scene, they would take us into the game. And I loved it. That was what kept me into this. This is not a romance, guys. Not me knowing. Not me not knowing when I started it. I was hoping for a little, you know, romance action as we went. But 10 episodes in, I had to Google and find out that there was zero romance. Like, there wasn't even a hint, not a whiff. Even right up to episode 40, I was like, yeah, at least, you know, give us some googly eyes or something. Nothing. I've never seen this before. Like, you can't even fake it to your brain that maybe there's potential here. Nothing. Very good writing. Honestly, I commend them for not even giving us a hint of romance. Not even a look. Not a smile that was remotely lovey-dovey. Nothing. God dang. But as soon as I realized that there was no romance, I just settled in for what I was going to watch. And I was okay with it. I mean, I still hoped by the end of it, but I was okay with it. So there's actually 4 acts to the entire thing. There's the Falling from Grace, where he was basically forced out of his team. They recruited this new guy out of nowhere. Speaking of, his manager is his friend. Like, they literally started the team together. I didn't understand the manager's thought process or what it is that he was going, or why he had such a hard-on for Yiju in the first place. Because as the series went on, it almost looked like the manager was directly targeting him and did not want him to succeed. And I was like, Why? And then they try to redeem his arc at the end, and they're both sitting there and laughing lovey-dovey. That pissed me off. I was like, no, based on I'm not saying I want violence, but you can't just be sitting down and chilling and tee hee hee like nothing happened. This guy literally set out to damage your entire career. Was pushing the initiative to bury you, not so that you could not come back. And you guys are just chilling and sitting and laughing now. Now that everything has been settled. I didn't like that. The second act was building the dream team. When once it was settled that he was now managing this whole cafe and everything with Gugu. That's what Tang Rao, I think. Yeah, that's what Tang Rao used to call her, Gugu. They started just creating this team slowly but surely. And me forgetting that it is a 40 episoder, I was not expecting the twists and turns that the entire series took. That is one thing that kept me hooked, to be honest, because I thought maybe, once he got forced out of his his team, he would go to this place and he would just, select people quick, and that would be it. But that wasn't it. In fact, it was the literal definition to success, where the graph goes like this, like it was just, sometimes it would ping off the wall, it would come back, and it never went the way that I was expecting. And I really liked that, because I would be watching it and I would be like, okay, so this will happen. And then no, none of that would happen. And I'll be like, okay, I guess there's one more obstacle that we have to hurdle through. But they were realistic obstacles. And I appreciated that about the whole series. Like I said, it's not romance. And usually when it's not romance, unless I'm physically or intentionally watching, like a Squid Game or Arcane or something, that I know there's nothing to be expected, I would click off. Well, with this, they kept me hooked because I never knew where the story was going to turn as they were going. I really liked that. So the first group of players that he was able to recruit was Bao Shin, who was from Eternal Love. Tangru, I think she had the chip on her shoulder was too big, to be honest. Like I like the character. She was very hardcore. I liked her. Initially I thought maybe she would be the love interest, but like I said, not a whiff, not a smile, not a look, not a glance, not a nothing. She was focused on her game and he was focused on training her. Wow. And then Zhao Yifan. Yifan, it was too much. The self-doubt was too much. And like I said, realistic. A lot of people go through these things, especially when he has been a bench warmer for his other team. In fact, they had let him go from his other team. Not really let him go, but they sent him back to the academy to continue studying. And then somebody just comes out of nowhere and tells you that you can be better. It's hard, especially after you've internalized all that self-doubt, all that negativity, or people treating you like the house help or whatever. But it was too much. I was like, Yifan, get your shit together or get out of here, because I can't keep doing this with you. You're good. They've told you you're good. Just as you've internalized people telling you you're bad, internalize people telling you you're good. If the battle god himself says that you are good enough to be on a team, Haba, they dragged his own too much. I mean, he does overcome it, and in the best way becomes the vice captain, really does soar, and he was absolutely phenomenal every time that his character would go into gameplay. Loved it. I think that he did a good job. I just thought that they stretched the self-doubt a little too long. There were other people that they recruited, but it is what it is. They added them as they went by and created this whole thing. The third act was confronting his past. And this was where they'd gone back into his past. They brought his twin brother, who we saw once and they never saw again. I didn't really understand the significance of the twin. It is what it is. To be honest, I don't think that they needed the twin story in it. The story was already complex and intricate enough. There was no need for the twin, because the twin didn't really do anything for us. They just brought the twin on to say, okay, he swapped places with his twin and swapped his name. I didn't really get it, honestly, because I didn't think it was needed. It is neither here or there. But they also explain why he's always covered his face and everything, because his father never approved of his gaming and him pursuing that lifestyle. Also confronting all the people who are trying to stop him from succeeding or stop him from coming back. His arch enemy. There was this one guy on his team that he got forced out of, who wanted glory for himself, and Yuju had basically demoted him right before Yuju got forced out. So now that one was, raising shoulder, saying, you didn't need me. Now they don't need you. Sorry, this is a Nigerian thing. Sorry. But like all of that was like the third act of it, him confronting them, him overcoming those challenges, and then the fourth act was his road to glory. Now his first game with the new team that he formed, Team Happy, with Gugu being their manager. That first game, he'd invited his dad, and the dad came, and that kind of signified, approval for him to show his face. So he removed his face. I thought that was a missed opportunity, to be honest. I think they should have saved that approval for their championship game. I think that it would have hit home a lot more had they saved it, right before he was going in for the final battle in championship game. He spots his dad in the crowd, now they have fans and everything. He spots his dad standing in the corner, and the dad, does the and then, the tears come into his eyes. They don't fall, but then he removes his mask and the crowd goes wild because then they get to see his face. I thought that would have been cinematic. Oh, gold. I think they missed an opportunity with that one, but it's fine. It's fine. Everybody got to know who he was, and they saw his face. He got his father's approval. He created this awesome team. They end up winning the championship, by 2 points, which was honestly because they broke a record. I mean, they would have gained glory regardless had they lost that, because of how much they had fought all the other teams to rise to the championship and initially fight for the win. They would have gained glory, but they ended up winning by, I guess, a technicality. They broke a record, which gave them 2 more points, and that gave them the lead against his old team that kicked him out. It was good. It was good. I loved it. I will definitely watch it a few more times, because like I said, when they go into gameplay and we get to see the animated characters fighting it out in the game itself, I love that. That is a new thing that I've discovered that I am into now. So I will seek a lot more shows that have things like this. I think the Chinese shows seem to be doing them more because they did it, like I said, in Falling Into Your Smile, and after that this was recommended to me. This is only on Netflix. I could not find it on YouTube anywhere, so you're gonna have to deal with Netflix subtitles on this. It is what it is. You don't know what you don't know, so you'll be fine. But I will find more like this. So if you guys know any more that are like this, where we get to see the animated game characters fight it out or play it out, please recommend them to me. At this point, it's reviews for me, so I don't care if it's 60 episodes. I can't actually. Nothing more than 60. I think Eternal Love was 60. Nothing more than 60, guys. Even this 40 was a lot, but because each story it would change and shift. It kept me really engaged from 1 to 40. So I like that, because I never knew what to expect in each episode. So if you have any recommendations like this, please put them in the comments. I would gladly watch them. I found a new thing that I'm interested in now, so I will seek more of those things. On a scale, I would give this a 9 out of 10, if I'm being honest. I deducted 1 point for no romance. I'm just kidding. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. They kept me on my toes. They kept me on the edge of my seat. From start to finish. It was engaging. It was funny. It was realistic. A lot of things that they were dealing with, the growth that they had to go through, the obstacles that they had to overcome. Very realistic, sabotage, sabotage from outside, people working against them, people working with them. It was just good. They really did blend a lot of elements together to create cinematic gold for us, and I love it. I loved it. It was really good. Anywho, that's my review on this one. Be sure to leave your comments, like the video, subscribe, hit that bell, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.